Welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Koffee. I'm Mr. King. Y'all know my partner, Joe Cool.
What's going on?
All right. All right, today we're going to talk about not really the good and the bad and the ugly. Yeah, that's what the Knicks is doing to us. But we'll talk about the good and the bad. It's kind of too early to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly in this short season. But before we do, y'all please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We are slowly approaching our 100th episode, so we hope that y'all stay with us. All right, so in this shortened season, it's been 6 games. We lost the last 2. Now we're 3-3, and again, you're not supposed to panic, but I see some causes for alarm. You know, I see some.
Yeah, me too.
I see some things that need to be addressed. If we had to talk about the good and the bad, well, let's just go with some of the bad first.
You sure you want to start with the bad? We'll be here all day.
Yeah, but I mean, because there's certain things. All right, so let's backtrack. Some of the good things that we liked about the first few games was they said they were committed to the run. So they would get out in transition, right? And when it wasn't in transition, the ball was moving around the perimeter. We was finding the open man, and we was getting the open shots. So people were shooting threes, you know, comfortably. So then, what I didn't think would happen so early is that we started falling back into old habits. You know, walking the ball, even if we push it across half court, walking the ball up, and then just everybody dribbling around, and then we getting stagnant watching the person with the ball.
Yeah, like being cold.
Yeah.
Missing.
Yeah, so that's not the game that we said we was going to run, and that's not the game that we have been practicing leading up to the first game of the season. Now, one of the good things that I did like about heading into the season, they said that Johnny Bryant, he was running the offense in terms of we had to push the ball up, right? And if you didn't push the ball up in X amount of seconds, then that means it was a turnover. So all the players was like, their pride was, I don't want to be the one to turn the ball over. So everything was constantly pushing. And it looks like we was pushing with a purpose. We wasn't just running up and down the court. And then you can see the growing pains in that sometimes, like on a 3-on-1, our decision-making was off, only because we're getting used to it, okay? You'll get Randall in a couple of games handing Mitch the pass in transition where his steps ain't right. So those are learning curves. But as long as you're doing it, you get better at it. But then you get to the other side where if a guy like Fournier and RJ missing wide open shots, then whose fault? Then you know what I'm saying? Like, whose fault is that?
Right, but so let's keep it on the good. You know, we get to see what Brunson brings to the team, right? We get to see that he can push. He's a point guard that's small, but he can do post moves better than probably our whole team, which is crazy to me. But you can see Obi got a little bit better. You know what I mean? He's hitting the jump shot. He can kind of take it to the rack. He's not the go-to guy, but he's still doing those intangibles. Mitchell Robinson, he is aware that he's trying to be a defensive leader. Foul trouble, but we'll get into that when we get to the negatives. Harstein, you know, is kind of solid. So that's some of the positives. Am I missing anybody? Got to be another positive.
I mean, Reddish.
Reddish
is a positive.
Reddish is a positive. He gives me Jordan Poole vibes. So I think when he's out there, you kind of see that resemblance of what kind of player he is. So I'm just going to say Jordan Poole because he's the most hot. When he's trying to make those moves, I don't think he has to go to make them. So he's always looking at the bench, looking like he's looking at Tibbs. I remember Tibbs took him out. I think it was last game. It was like, come back, and Reddish was mad. So I can't even get going.
Well, he did that last night, but some of that he did to himself.
Yeah, he did to himself. So I think it's different when you the go-to guy, like a Jordan Poole, like where he could kind of just do it, and they got that trust in him, but everybody plays their role. Yeah,
and that's the key. See, that role is the key word, because even if we go back to Obi, because if all we do for Obi is allow him to shoot occasional threes and then get a few exciting dunks, then we doing Obi a disservice.
Yeah.
Like, we're not using Obi to the full extent of his offensive repertoire, because we don't even send Obi down in the post.
Nope.
Like, we don't even try to catch him with the mismatch. for Obi and Mitch, we're not running the pick and roll for Obi and Mitch at all. So I don't understand that if you're not going to allow, you say you're going to increase Mitch's offense, but you're not running, at least the pick and roll, he knew that was his staple. That there was a 50-50 chance in the pick and roll that he was getting
They
allowed
don't even really look.
over the top. They're not even running it.
I mean, even when he sets a pick.
Yeah, well, he's not rolling because the play is not for him to roll.
Yeah.
Because Brunson is a driver. And then we look at, even Clyde has said it, because we know Brunson is a plus. But Clyde himself say Brunson over dribbles.
But I think he's over dribbles because we stagnant.
Well, because now that's the communication part, because you see where, we are stagnant.
Because preseason we played to our strengths. Now we making the game harder, and Randall's aware that. I think they talk about making the game easy, but they're still making the game harder because they're not doing nothing they did in preseason.
No, they don't. They did in preseason. A lot of the games, it's the
well, I think
certain
the
parts of the game. Yeah, when they're running, but you gotta look at too when Brunson when Brunson gets the screen and he does that cross dribble and then he comes back. See, that's the dilemma for me. Is he looking for a cutter or a corner man, or he's looking for room to drive? Because all the options within that is there. Normally he takes the drive, which is fine if that's part of the offense. But then if you don't take the drive and you miss the corner man or the it ain't been that much cutting, or the cutter, because remember in the beginning was the back door cutting. We was diming that. So now when people start seeing that the pass ain't coming, not just from Brunson, but even from the other players, if I back door and it's not coming, well, now I'm not going to make the effort to back door. And that's the part that leaves us in this big old hole of where we are, where we going.
Yeah, because we're in trouble, and he looks stagnant and over dribbling. Because technically, if nobody comes up to set a screen, we playing a 5-out. So when we playing a 5-out, nobody's doing nothing. They just dribbling, and they're not even getting past the defender. It's almost like everybody else's defense is on 100, and our offense is on 50.
Yeah, I mean.
So like the one-on-one. So now I briefly want to let's see where you go.
No, let's see it.
Because I was gonna go with Donovan Mitchell the game last night. So what I noticed was, speaking of the 5-out, and if they don't come set the screen, this is why if RJ is sad and Randall is having a headache out there, Donovan Mitchell, that's the reason why we look like this. Like we should have maybe had push harder to get him.
Well, you see what my reason is that he's a guy that can find his own shot.
Exactly.
And he was so comfortable against us last night, just by the way he was even bringing the ball up. So I was comparing him bringing it up to Brunson bringing it up, and then when RJ brought it up at times.
RJ, so that,
and he just has that certain swagger bringing it up that we just don't got. Like he's in command. I don't know what he's gonna do, but when he as he's bringing it up, you can just see his chest out. That in his mind he's going somewhere. If nothing developed, I'm pulling.
Because Wiley said last night, I went back and watched it on YouTube, and he was saying how this is why you let go of players to get a star. And I was all for either way. If we keep our team, but then he was like, this is what a star does. So I said the star is born when they just come into the league like a LeBron James or Steph Curry, right? You're just born this way. Then the stars is made like a Paul George or a Jimmy Butler. When you on the Knicks, they got to realize you probably got to be made. Like, this is what I got to do to survive.
Yeah, because we never.
Once you go to another team, you're gonna be a role player.
Yeah, because only star we drafted was Porzingis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, with RJ is like, you don't see this man on the court, and you're not gonna play to your strengths.
And he's from your era.
Yeah, play to your strengths.
Yeah.
If that bully ball and running to the basket, basically rim running, and then you can find your shot because now they're so scared for you to run past them. Play that game.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to switch it up? You see what he's doing to you. He's getting to the rack doing basically the same thing you do anyway. He's driving to the paint. Y'all jumping up, and he's forcing the foul because he's composed because he know he's going for two. And then y'all so scared he's going to run past you that now he's just popping it for
Yeah, but he got more moves when he go to the paint. Because he can go to the paint, he can spin.
But RJ clearly stronger.
RJ just going left, and he's going over the top. There's no, like a lot of teams can't stop it.
We'll be here all
but
day
there's no
moves,
but there's no counter. Yeah, but I mean it's a difference when I get into the lane and I got 4 or 5 things I could do, as opposed to just getting in the lane. I just got to be able to go over the top of you, you know. So that's
so
a big,
bad
that's a
because
huge
like
difference.
I said, we love RJ, so I never really want to talk about the Knicks and like on camera and like be passionate like Stephen A would say, but
yeah, but it don't hurt.
But
that
that showed you why you was on the trading block.
Yeah,
and I said it. This is going to be the year to decide whether we made a bad move or now this is going to be the next move going forward. He need to get out his head, stop that sad stuff, and just play.
Well, yeah, because let's go back to the good, right? Because there's a whole lot to take away from these few games, and let's start with the stat sheet. So first, let's say RJ and Randall, stepping up and being in control of the games, right? That if they can do that, that's a positive for us. The isolated 3-point shooting, we're getting them, we're just not knocking them down. You know, those are the type of things that are positive. Playing quarter by quarter, we're actually doing that, except for the third quarter of the Milwaukee game. But so we doing all these little things.
Our bench is basically outscoring the other teams.
Our bench is outscoring other teams' bench, and then closing at the end of games. Like at least we got something in our mind going down the stretch at the end of games. So we have a whole lot of positives. And then when you try to go back that up, if you look at the stat sheets of a lot of our games, again, with certain isolated quarters we can't count, we end the games. Like we either win or lose the quarter by just a few points, 5 points or less. You throw out the Milwaukee third quarter, even though they only beat us by about 6 points in that third quarter, it was the adding on to the fourth quarter. And then we got our points back at the end. So we fighting to stay in games, rebounding. Going into the third quarter last night, we were like 50-something to like 14 points in the paint against them. We had them in every category. We had them dominated on the rebounding side. But their threes that they was hitting was what, really kept them in the game. And then they just blew it out in the fourth quarter. But so we got a whole lot of positive stuff to hang our hat on.
When they're hitting threes, we still in the game because we can come down and score. I think it's just an eyesore. Because it's like, why y'all making it so hard? Well, why don't y'all play it quickly, right? Take the shot. Like, I don't think he learned that, we need players to get people in the game. But at some point, just pull it.
See, if God
Trae
knows,
Young was running a rampage on us. And you was going toe-to-toe with Trae Young hitting a three. The only way he can do that if he's looking for his shot.
Yeah.
Unapologetic about, I'm pulling this.
And Brunson is trying to do that.
Somebody got to do that.
Yeah.
But that's a positive with Brunson.
Right, he's trying to do that.
There's nothing I can say about Brunson. What can you do? It's like
well,
with
there's
Melo.
stuff I can say.
I'm talking about this stuff you can say, but I'm not going to be nitpicky because it's like with Melo. If I pass you the ball and you wide open and I got to pray that Obi hits the shot, that's bad for business.
Yep.
Why am I throwing out the Obi? Why every time I throw it out the Fournier to my left, how the hell does he get it more than Cam Reddish? You know what I mean? Like, Cam Reddish should be in a situation where Fournier should be in. I'm going to be honest with you. Because that would probably be Grimes. Grimes is going to unapologetically go to the bucket or shoot the ball. Yep. And also be a playmaker. And that's terrible to say because he's on the bench almost like the piece we missing.
Well, he better be. Because remember, if
he playing like he played last year.
Yeah, he gotta be because remember, the whole reason why we didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell, the main reason was Grimes.
Yeah, because I was saying why, because to put it in perspective, they always say that's a big blow to our team. Why was that a big blow? Because I'm like...
What you mean a big blow to our team?
Because Clyde said it one time, Wiley had said it.
No, I mean, what's the big blow?
Grimes is on the bench and he's hurt. And I'm like, why is that a big blow? Because is he really like that?
No,
now, we watching, but it's summer league. He's a rookie. They kind of don't even know his game.
Now, I can tell you
what was he doing in practice?
No, I can tell you what they mean as person coach. I tell you what they mean. The fact that he's gonna pull it. He's going to let it fly. Remember sometimes last year, I would say Grimes, if he'd have just waited a second, we always had a cutter going down the middle, even when he was off. But the fact that he's gonna pull it and now the play can be made off the rebound. The live ball is there. Mitch and Hartenstein, they're gonna be able to get those live balls, even Randall. So I'm pretty sure that's what they mean by the missing piece, because he's not going to be shy. Like sometimes we see the shot and we don't take the shot. Grimes is going to take the shot.
And damn it.
And if it comes off, it's going to come off wide because that's what three-pointers do. And now we still got a chance to get the offensive rebound. Either go back up or reset. But yeah, he's gonna have to. I give him about 10 games after he come back, and I'm for him. He gonna have to show and prove. But if we go back, not to harp on Mitchell, my thing about Mitchell, I said is that if we're 5 minutes to go in a game, we got a guy now we can match any other player in the league, maybe other than Steph Curry, with Mitchell, with Donovan Mitchell. Because he's always going to be able to get a shot, hopefully create for somebody else. That's going to be without giving, right? So that was the reason.
But even with Mitchell, and I said this probably a couple shows back, somebody has to be the star at some point. You know what I mean? So if you can even say if it was Brunson or RJ, somebody had to be the star. Everybody's got to play their role. That's what they got over there. Everybody else plays their role.
And Randall tried. You can see he just was like he was going down in the post, and he was being a man among boys. But it was taken. Well, Joey, I mean, that's what it is.
So I got something to say. I'm not even going to put this on Randall.
No, I'm not blaming.
No.
I blame Randall for one thing.
What did they work on over the summer?
Well, I mean, we can't say they don't do it. They played the way they worked over the summer.
So yeah, I seen a post. It's gonna be funny. I seen a post when he did this little post move, little fadeaway post move, and then they show him doing it in practice. Then they show him doing a floater in the game, and they show him doing it in practice. That's all you worked on? No,
but Randall come back with a floater. So you don't like the floater, Joey, but that's the new wave in the NBA. You see LeBron, Randall wasn't doing the floater before.
I'm talking about people who've been doing.
Yeah, but that's the new thing. You see Kevin Durant, you see LeBron, you see
Steph Curry.
Well, Steph Curry and them did it, but every player now, because that's the new thing now, the floater. So if you don't get the floater in your repertoire, then you missing something. You got a scoring player, got to have that. Look at Hartenstein. It's not a floater, it's a push shot. Yeah, floaters when you go into the basket.
Yeah, I know what
and you float before the defensive cone. Mark Jackson was doing that back in the 80s. And that's a floater.
A team with a person that can shoot a deep threes in the repertoire, but nobody want to pull it.
Well, hey, but you got to have a floater now in your game. Like, remember it was the Euro step a few years ago. If you didn't have the Euro step in your game, then if you were scored, then you're missing something. Even if you wasn't good at doing it, you still had to do it. You had to try it. So now you got to have a floater. But I look at Randall with the Tibbs don't want him really taking the fadeaway, but that's Randall's shot. The fadeaway is his shot. The fadeaway hesitate in the mid, you got to give him that. The spin move that he's doing once a game and 50-50 with it, we'll settle for the one because before we was getting 10 of them. So, okay, do the spin. Then Randall has the times where he looked like a man among boys. Yeah. And then he got the undecisive time, which that I'm giving him credit for right now because you say, okay, we know RJ's supposed to be the other star, but you're accepting Brunson. That's why I'll take that because they got time to figure it out.
For me, it's the little things that I feel like the assistant coaches or, the people that train with him to freeze the clip and show them what they did wrong. So with him and RJ, they run to the paint, they look like a man amongst boys, and they go into the hole, and they missing the layup, and they complaining about where's the foul. Donovan Mitchell go to the hole, Antetokounmpo go to the hole. They looking to get those 2 points, whether they get a call for a foul or not, and they doing an acrobatic shot, or they just going straight to the basket hard. Like, why y'all not doing that? Y'all making the game too hard, just going up and flopping, y'all automatically looking at the ref. Calling like, where's the foul?
Again, I go back to the same thing with that is I give Randall more credit than RJ. Because right now Randall is further along in the season. If RJ could be where Randall is at right now, we would be better. I think in the little bit of time that it's going to take them all three, because we got to count Brunson, to take them all three to get on the same page. Just the mere fact that Randall is trying, because it ain't a gimme. Brunson coming in here, we know what he did in Dallas, but look what he had around him in Dallas. So, and I know in Brunson's mind too, when he throw it back out, and it's like, at least if I threw it back out, chances are that Hardaway Jr. and Bullock and Dinwiddie, people like that, they were gonna knock down that three. So I could throw it out there knowing I ain't gotta worry about it. Now when we throw it out, we gotta stay engaged because the ball is gonna come back off the rim.
Yeah, they're not.
So the more we were running and moving the ball, was the better way that we had an offensive flow. So, and we're gonna get back to the thing too about with the coaches too. So I also look at it's part of the good, and I look at these games, and particularly I want to use the game against the Bucks because the Bucks are a team we got to deal with in the East, and the way we played, and then it just had me saying watching the game is like, and how we could be as a team, and two things can be true at the same time, meaning we could be a really, really good team, or we could be a really, really bad, mediocre team. Meaning that we can be a bad team if we did what we did last night. Mm-hmm. Last night, at the end, we totally resorted back to what we were. Meaning if stagnant, missing open shots, standing around, and then if a team makes a run, then we don't have that fight. But the part that could be good, which encouraged me, is that when the way we playing, when we run it, I think we were getting teams, like remember those few games, we were getting points, the speed of which we was getting them, was something Knicks had never had. We put up 10, 12 points in less than a minute. And that's what we get some of those times when we running, because we hitting the open person, we moving the ball ahead, we scoring off our defense. So we didn't have that as a combination in the past. So if we could harness that, that's something right there that can catapult us into that middle to high middle of the pack.
Yeah, because it spaces the floor when you're running like that.
It's not just space the floor.
But that's why Obi looked at way better than he did, because they running, we out in the open. It's like a stampede when we come down, right? You looking for your shot. If it's not there, you know somebody's trailing behind you. Yeah. All of a sudden, when we run, it's one or two people trotting down court, one person hustling. Like, it's not.
Well, I mean, we have to run more, because when you get into that,
and it could be tired, because
that's what a bench is for.
I know they said Randall, I think, dropped a little bit of weight, and I know they said Mitch tried to drop, but he looked like he probably the same size.
But if you keep pushing, that person, nobody wants to come out. That person will run with you. So the more we keep running, we're gonna have 5 to 7, maybe 8 guys in double figures every night, win or lose. Just because we're running more, people are getting more easy baskets. So that also is another plus for us. It's just that when they doing it, they asked Kevin Durant the other night, they had lost, and him and Kyrie both had like 30-something, by the team that beat them. And he said something about all their guys they had in double figures, but their star player had 40. You see, so that's what we were talking about that 2 weeks ago. We're going to have 6 to 8 guys, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in double figures. But it's still got to be that one guy that still carried you. You know, and until we start solidifying all that whole thing, and it's going to take Randall and Brunson, to me, more time to figure out. Because I think RJ just starting to know, he just running to the corner. He just starting to know, this is what it is. But the guys,
the NBA, it's just frustrating to watch. Because at the end of the day, I know their egos, but when we watching the game, I can see what Brunson's capable of, right? Because they really can't hold him, because he got so much in his package. He can run to the basket, he can do a step back three, he can post move, right? They need to just defer to him, and there need to be something else going on around him, some all-ball screens.
But that's what it was. But that's what I'm trying to say, that in the beginning of the early part of the season, that's what we were doing. So this is what it goes back down to, coaching versus the responsibility of the players. So is it the coaching that's got to help build our identity as a running team? Or is the responsibility of the players to know when I go out there that we are a running team? Like, which side? Somebody has to take some of the blame, and they're sharing the blame. Because I'm encouraged by the fact that when we run, we look, I don't want to say invincible, but we look pretty damn good.
I mean, right now,
when we run it,
it's players' responsibility, because we know y'all can do it. So I'm not going to blame the coaches right now. Only thing I will blame the coaches on, which we can't see, is like, do you see this? Do you see what you're doing? Like, NFL, you know they doing it, because they be on the sideline with the tablet.
Well,
NBA need to be on the sideline with the tablet. What is this?
Well, yeah, when they go back, they show the players what they did out there.
No, they showing
them
numbers.
No, they say you sit hard. They showing them. Now this is the thing with Tibbs. This is why I say
I'll be on the bench not playing with them.
This is why I say coaches versus responsibility.
I'll be looking at you like you get $30 million. Stop playing with me.
Well, that's but that's
I
gonna
don't
take
care. You got
all right,
$30
but
million.
if Tibbs can get on you for every detail you did on defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't he do that on offense? I'm saying if we running, if I scout a report in the morning and say they're vulnerable to our fast break attack, right? Or they're vulnerable to the weak side swing, why aren't we doing that? We even did something we never did in the first few games. We brought players over from the weak side to get chippy shots. Like, that was a plus for me because I love that kind of stuff. So why isn't Tibbs the same way you harping on them on defense for a misassignment? Because they could do something early in the shot clock, and then within that 20 seconds later, when that timeout is called from either side, Tibbs remember that missed assignment on defense that happened 20 seconds ago. And he's berating him. So you got to be able to give us that same, you got to help develop this, and they can't put it all on him, like you said, the players, but you got to help develop this identity that we're going to be a running team. You got to help facilitate that. Don't let them off the hook. Don't just say run, run, run.
My thing is, listen, if Reddish come in the game, because he's doing it, he just spoiling the other ones. He's spoiling Reddish because this is all we got, so we can't probably bring their morale down. But it need to be that other coach to say, nah, I ain't hearing that. I know what Tibbs going to say, but I'm going to say this was trash. Reddish go out there, he doing a little fancy moves. He trying to shake the offense up. It's not in the game plan. He doing that on his own. Because they so stagnant.
He just got to get that
do what I want to do.
Selection. He got to get that.
Yeah, the better start selection, but I can see what the acrobatic game is what's in. So yeah, you can say the floater, you can say this, the Euro step, the acrobatic shots, that's what's in. That's what's killing people right now because they can't play defense. And when you touch somebody, they're blowing the whistle. They're just on the Knicks end, we don't get the call sometimes.
Because we're all guilty of now, we were pushing the ball.
You put RJ in and he just complained over
Well, because everybody's doing the same thing now. For 2 games, we got away from, or a game and a half, we got away from advancing the ball. That was our strength. That was the guard takes it out, or they take it out, give it to the guard, push the ball ahead. Now everybody's running, now you're making a play. And then we just resort it back. Now I don't know if that's going to stay resorted back.
I'm just mad as hell because you let Donovan Mitchell go to his house and y'all let him dominate like that. I don't care if he's a star or not.
Yeah, but look at this.
We riding for you and you do that. You making us out to be a liar.
But look at this. Our bench that we love so much took our 9-point lead away.
True.
Our bench that I know, but
you were bench for a reason.
Okay, but we also harp on our bench, and then our bench.
You said it a while back too. You said we not deep until we can see what they could do.
Right. Well,
right. But like I said, now they make us out to be a liar, because now you not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Why is Derrick Rose sitting so long when he's like the offensive player that clearly is consistent?
But just say, let him take it over. Like, I don't even know why
I don't think it would hurt Brunson's feelings sometime if you allow Derrick to go ahead and finish that game, or played more. Because when he came out, because Derrick got something going to the basket, and it's still time to feed that. But I don't think that would hurt Brunson's feelings because of their relationship on top of it. If Derrick gets to get a few bit more minutes.
Everybody brings something different. Like I know I say Randall.
If somebody got it going,
it's just close game. You could tell. You could look at the game. It's just an eyesore. So yeah, we staying in the game. Teams is bombing threes on us, and somehow we still in the game. It's only because certain people got something going. They just need to utilize it.
Well, consistency. We got to be consistent in our.
But it got to be. That's what I blame the coaches for. Like, what is we watching the game and it almost look like they making it up still. Every other team look
not really. No. I think that running identity is more of what, like I look at in the half court with Brunson and Hartenstein. That they developing that. That's becoming a staple in our offense. That's why he had like 5-6 of those last night. Because he knows in that pick and roll, like where Mitch used to look for it over the top, he already knows I'm getting that short push shot. And that's his shot, apparently. Because he also did it from the foul line.
I need Nick to call me so we can watch the tape. I need to see what's going on.
All we got, listen, but check this out. If we hit our jump shots, our regular jump shots, we ain't talking about none of this.
I'm talking about we hit our jump shots, but we not a.
But that's what we losing. That's what we losing our games at.
Is not something.
But Joey, we losing.
I'm talking about we lose our games, but jump shots.
Teams are beating us off their jump shots.
We know, but we know everybody just not a jump shooter.
No. Everybody we got can hit an open jump shot. That's bull. Everybody on our team, aside from the centers, every last one of them are capable of hitting open jump shots. If we just hitting, if our regular shooters, and we got to also count Reddish in this. If Reddish, Fournier, Randall, RJ, Brunson, who else? IQ,
Fournier.
Rose. I said Fournier.
If
they sometimes missing those regular chippy shots, because that's where we're losing the game at.
Yeah.
We're not losing the game because they're dominating us. Against Milwaukee, in the first half, we built the wall on Giannis. Giannis going to get his points because he taking enough shots.
You know, because I wasn't mad at Milwaukee because they're Milwaukee.
No, I was mad at it because you had Milwaukee. You had that number. We had them.
Yeah, but it's
missing our regular because when Giannis was coming down,
beating everybody.
When everybody was coming, when they was coming down, and you could see us build a 3-man wall, is how you stop Giannis. But if we don't count it by making our shot, because we was in that game, we was in that game till the end, and if we don't counter it until it's come back down and make our shot after the turnover or the forced miss, then we not doing ourselves. Whereas they have guys, they just come in and shoot. You just come in and shoot. What's the name? Averaged 8 points a game. Who was it? Was it last night? And had 19 before. I think it was the last night's game. Like, we letting people come in and get their season high, but they're hitting shots like they take it every day, like a cup of coffee. So when we get that, that's when we talk about Fournier and them, and even Reddish too, to a degree. Just shoot, because it brings the defense out. Just shoot the damn ball. And let's get back on D.
But even with Reddish, if he just sit there and shoot, he'd be out there looking like Obi. So
not just shoot.
Yeah, but
he's a shooter. But he's a shooter.
Yeah, he's a shooter. But I'm not mad at how he take the step back, because it shakes the defense up.
That's when necessary.
Everything looks stagnant because, like Randall, he get the ball. It's either if you get the ball, you're gonna pull it. Just pull it. Don't wait for him to step up and then you pull it to make the shot harder. Like, you moving too slow. You moving like you've been in the league for 9 years.
Listen.
Like, just pull it if you're gonna pull it.
I think we just be committed to the run.
Like, RJ pull it, but I don't know what's wrong with his shot.
No, it's just game period. Some with RJ, he had those 2 quarters.
Down. Somebody listen.
No, he had quarters where he showed he's RJ. But what are you waiting for?
Knicks Fan TV, I need you to go to MSG. Tell us what's going on, man.
Listen.
What's his
RJ,
name?
I don't know what it is with RJ right now.
Tell us what's going on with your mans.
I don't know.
Because you homesick? You want to go to Toronto?
No, I mean, just the mindset, and maybe even last night, that thinking that maybe deja vu, then they's going to trade me for this guy. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, then you let him come in there and do what how you let him do that?
I don't know.
RJ, like, I'm not trying to hear that.
Yeah.
How you let him do that?
Yeah, that was sad.
This is New York. I'm getting tired of y'all. It's how I really feel. I'm not going to panic, but there ain't no way y'all going to tell me. Nah. If Grimes come in, I need Fournier on the bench. I'm not hearing nothing else. Fournier don't make me believe.
But if we don't let Grimes come in and be Grimes, we still back
I'm going to leave Randall alone. Randall do what he do. Brunson, I'm happy for. I don't want to hear nothing about no Fournier. Sit his butt down.
Look, we need 3-point shooting.
If I see Fournier one more time, I swear they better put me Brown in.
3-point shooting, like, we're 5-1. 3-point shooting, we're 5-1.
But I'm just not relying on that because
we have to, Joey, because that's part of our
what I'm
offense.
saying is none of these people on paper.
That's part of our offense.
If I go down the list, we're not gonna say their strength is 3-point shooting.
Who? What?
So Randall's strength is not 3-point shooting.
Joey,
I guess it's that
Randall made his name for us off his 3-point shooting. Fournier is supposed to be a 3-point shooter.
No.
Yes.
Hear what I'm saying. Randall go to another team right now. What's gonna be his role?
That won't be his offense. On our team.
No, listen. I'm talking about put him on a Las Vegas team that don't exist. Randall is not gonna be out there for 3-point shooting. He can hit it.
We ain't talking about that.
This is what I'm talking. This is what I'm saying. On paper, if I run down the list, only reason why all the other dudes hitting threes because they probably coming to the team on Milwaukee and all the other teams for 3-point shooting. What I'm saying is Randall is not a go-to 3. I'm not throwing him the ball by the 3-point line. I'm just gonna shoot it.
That's crazy.
RJ Barrett, he's streaky. He's not a 3-point shooter. He bully ball. When you say RJ Barrett, bully ball. Brunson, all right, but he's not a 3-point shooter, right? He can hit it. Who else? Fournier, the only one on paper you say, oh, this dude, he's a shooter.
Okay.
And who else I said? Mitchell Robinson. Damn it.
All right, now I got it. We ain't talking about Mitchell Robinson. So now I got it.
Who?
Now, all right. See now, so you said all that, and it goes out the window.
How?
Because then change our offense. Because our offense is built around drive and kick. Our offense is built around swing the ball to open man. So who's open then? One of our guys. So then change. All right, hold on. I got to do the Stephen A. I'll let you talk. I then change. Then that's the point. Then what you saying? If all what you saying is true, then change our offense.
They got to.
No. I'm just saying then. Mm-hmm. Right. This is what we practice. We talk about what we practiced. Then if I DNA is drive and kick, we drive and kick into that open man. I don't give a damn who it is. Drive and kick to open man. If all of it swing to open man, we swing to the open man, and they missing the shot. Then change. If that's the case, then change the offense. But if that's the offense, last year we did pretty good. That's why it's a short season.
But this is what I said.
They'll get it.
This is what I said in the beginning of the episode. I said RJ game is bully ball, and then eventually he can get the open shot because now they playing off him.
Okay,
right?
well,
it's
for some reason,
Randall, same thing. He's in the post. It makes it harder. They're gonna play him back. It makes it easier for him to hit an open shot. Right? Yeah, it's drive and kick because we allowed to do it, but there's no way you're gonna tell me on paper when you see these guys, they probably saying to themselves, I don't even believe in it.
Okay, all right, okay. And Randall is playing the way he played his whole career. What made him an all-star was the three-pointer 2 years ago.
He hit it.
Right. So that means you're capable. So if Tim's going to put that in the offense, Tim's supposed to be a smart guy. So if driving, kicking, and swinging the ball is your two main offensive weapons, then pick and roll is not even. Pick and roll is most people's offensive thing.
All I'm saying is, just because you can hit a 3-point shot, I'm not looking at you as a 3-point shooter.
But you're missing what I'm saying.
Yeah, so Klay Thompson, he's a shooter, right? Jordan Poole, he hits it. I don't consider him the shooter. That's what I'm saying. Reddish, yeah, though, he can shoot.
Jordan Poole is a shooter. That's why they drafted him.
Yeah, but he do everything else.
No, his shooting is what
I'm not going to just have him just stand there and shoot.
Because they run you off the line, you can do something else. But that's where he made his bones, shooting the basketball. Now, once you get known for shooting, now the defensive job is to run you off the line.
You say quickly,
he just happened to have... Quickly really should be our standstill shooter.
That's what
first, and then let the floating be second. His floating is first, and his shooting is second.
Derrick Rose just hit as much threes as everybody else. Is he a shooter? No.
No.
Can he hit it? Yes. That's all I'm saying. When you look on paper, I don't think they worried about half of these Knicks shooting threes.
Okay,
unless
so
they
why?
hitting them.
Okay,
They probably saying, "Oh, if they on fire, we got to play."
Okay, but as an individual player, as an individual person, why are you missing it though?
They not a shooter. They not me.
Okay, so that's
they not me.
Okay, yeah, okay. So why is that part of our offense? Then if that's the whole case, then we got to revamp our whole offense because our whole offense,
when we not
is predicated on a 3-point shot.
They gotta go do something else.
Tibbs last year we shot how many threes? Tibbs wanted to up that 3-point attempts by 10 shots this year. That's on record. So you advocating for your team to shoot more threes. Because he said that's the way the game is going. So why are we missing all these wide open threes?
Because they're not playing their real game. That's why. So how are we gonna? If we say we need more post shots or post moves, right? Why don't Randall post up some, then come out?
Randall
then you
posted
change,
last night.
But then you changing the dynamic of the game. It makes it easier for you to hit your shot. The only reason why we needed a point guard like Brunson, because when he's driving, it puts everybody in trouble. Now you can kick it out. It makes the game easier. They're not making the game easy because they're not playing their game. Their game ain't 3-point shooting.
Well, that's our whole team.
But that's the system. I'm talking about the individual play. I'm not talking about how we run as a unit. The only way we're going to hit them open shots, the reason why we hit them in preseason is because they're playing their game to their strengths. That's the only reason why we're doing. Hartenstein was hitting threes in preseason. Now he's doing that little push shot.
Because we were running.
He's doing that little push shot because it's not an offense for him to sit there and hit the three like that.
Well, that's probably his most comfortable shot, though.
Yeah, his most comfortable shot is probably both. But we're not putting him in a position to do that because they're not playing their game.
Yeah, he's not a 3-point shooter. He can hit the 3. Because he pops out there, he's supposed to be now.
I'm talking about,
the season started, he only hit one.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He can hit the 3. That don't make him a 3-point shooter. But
Yeah.
the only reason why he can hit it, because if he's doing that little push shot, and then when he goes to set a screen, they probably drop it down like, oh, if he get it down there, he going to do that little push shot. But now you wide open for a 3 and make the game easy.
Well, we're not making
So that's
the
what
game
they do
easy
in
by
preseason.
missing.
That's all I'm saying.
All I want
if
to
y'all
do is keep
missing,
running.
go to the basket. Because that's what they doing to y'all. They going to the basket. Y'all so scared. Y'all playing back. They're hitting wide open 3s. The teams is doing it to y'all. That's really all they doing. You can't tell me.
Well, unless they shooting thinking it's going to go in, you know, Fournier shooting off-balance shots.
That's all they say.
The stationary ones, he started hitting.
They got to play up, folks. That's all Class say all game. They got to play up. Why
Well,
they let
yeah,
them
you
shoot?
got to guard.
You know why they letting them shoot? Because they're so scared the person going to run past them. Because they can't really play defense. So... Donovan Mitchell. The only reason why he did that last night because he's going to the basket.
No,
acrobatic shot.
He would have did that.
They're
no
so
matter what.
scared. They
He
like,
mixed
oh,
it
how
up.
about the? Yeah,
he mixed up his game.
We didn't mix it up.
He
because
didn't
now
play.
they like,
Yeah, but he didn't let us dictate what he was going to do. He did what he wanted to do. That's the difference. If we turn him left, fine, I go left. I'm gonna pull back, and I'm gonna knock down the 3, or I'm gonna drive by you. Whatever the case is, he was able to do what he wanted to
we
do.
got 40 minutes because
So-
the Knicks make me hot.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to end it right here. And we're going to just have to agree to disagree that 3-point shooting is what's going to make us this season because that's the most part of Tibbs' staple. Anybody agree, disagree? Put it in the comments.
I mean, a 3-point shooter. I'm just not saying. I'm just saying on paper they not.
They know on paper, but that's our offense. That's what I'm saying. I know we not, but I'm talking about what our offense is predicated on hitting that open shot, and we're not doing it.
If they called me on the top of the paper,
All right.
be like Joe,
But-
3-point shooting. No.
Yeah, okay. But all is well because we in games. You know, we do have some sort of philosophy of where the Knicks is going. So all we got to do is knock down our open shots, and then we're probably 5-1 at this point. All right? Until next time, but agree with me. Until next time, peace.